Hello everybody, we're out here today in a field of winter barley here in County Offaly, and I'm joined by James Brady. James is our top agronomist in Liffey Mills, and James is going to outline what the husbandry to date on this field and maybe the plan between now and the end of the year. Over to you, James.
Thanks, Willie. As you say, we're in South Offaly on a tillage farm surrounded by lots of livestock producers. So grain production as well as straw yields are important to the farmer here. As I say, for that reason, the farm has been in continuous barley, winter and spring. A number of years ago, they decided to go down the minimum tillage route. While that was of benefit to the environment, it brought its own problems with it, notably a lot of grass weeds, especially sterile brome. We don't have a huge lot of ammunition in the arsenal to kill brome in barley.
Okay.
And stale seed beds were the way they went initially, and it wasn't enough to get on top of the brome. And they had to bite the bullet then and introduce beans and oilseed rape into the rotation. There was oilseed rape in this last year. When the rape was removed, a stale seed bed was created and a good flush of sterile brome was achieved. It was hammered by glyphosate about 10 days before sowing, and this crop was sown the 25th of September, belfry at 100 kilos per hectare. Belfry was chosen because of its high straw yields, but also because it can suppress brome. After the sowing, flufenicet, 240 grams per hectare of flufenicet was applied. This should help keep on top of the brome. And looking down at it at the minute, it seems to have done a good enough job so far, anyway. But as I say, when we've one problem solved, the next problem facing us is BYDV control. BYDV is spread by aphids. The problem is that the aphids have developed resistance or tolerance to the main chemical we have in our arsenal to kill aphids, notably pyrethroid insecticides. Therefore we have to use them sparingly and try and target it at the right time. The right time is determined by the temperature. We try to hit aphids, the second generation of aphids, just as they begin to migrate and spread BYDV. As I say, the aphid migration is determined by temperature. 175 degrees from the day the crop is established is usually the optimum time for spraying. And as I say, like a lot more of the world, you can do it on your phone. There's an app, there's a BYDV Assist app, which will take in the information and kick out the optimum date for spraying. On this field, it has been determined, the app has determined that it's November the 7th is the optimum time for spraying. So that's a week away, so in a week's time a pyrethroid insecticide will be used to control aphids. While he's going through it, we'll probably introduce maybe a trace element mix to boost rooting and overall plant general health, so that the crop will be in a fair enough condition as it enters the winter. It has no P and K got. That will be put off until probably mid-February when a compound will be applied.
Okay.
That's about it now.
So James, basically this field was sown, it got a pre-emergent herbicide to control the brome.
It got 240 grams of flufenicet and about 120 of DFF.
And it's going to get an aphicide on the 7th of November around that date?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, James. I hope that's a benefit to you all, anyone that's listening or looking at the video, and maybe it's something similar to your own crops at home. Thank you, and thank you, James.
Right, Willie.